Hey there, and welcome. Let's get right into something that's really shaking up the world of leadership, design thinking. We're going to break down what it is, why you should care, and honestly, how it could totally change the way you solve problems.
Okay, let's kick things off with a number that, well, it's pretty staggering. 219%. Now, what is that? According to the Design Management Institute, that's how much companies who really lean into design thinking outperform their peers on the S&P 500 index. We're not talking about a tiny edge here. That is a massive game changer.
So when you see a number like that, it just has to make you stop and ask, right? For anyone in a leadership role today, are the skills that got you here the ones that are going to get you there? Is the old way of doing things really going to cut it anymore?
I mean, think about it. The business world is moving at lightning speed, and those old, rigid, top-down leadership styles, they're just not built for this. They kind of feel like a relic from another time because they can't handle the messy, complex, fast-paced problems we're all facing now.
Okay, so what is the alternative? Well, this is the exciting part. We're not just talking about a new trick or a new tactic. We're talking about a whole new mindset. And that's exactly where design thinking fits in. It's a framework built for these exact challenges.
So, what is design thinking really? In the simplest terms, it's all about flipping the script. Instead of starting with, say, a business target, you start with people. You dive deep into understanding your customers, your team. What are their real needs? What are their frustrations? You start there, and that's how you uncover solutions that don't just look good on paper, but actually work.
And this quote really nails it. This isn't just a checklist to follow. It's a fundamental shift in your thinking. It changes how you lead. You're not just giving orders anymore. You're in the trenches with your team, truly understanding the problem and solving it together. The impact you can have, it's on a whole different level.
All right, so this sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like day to day? Well, a leader who uses design thinking has a really specific set of tools in their toolkit. Let's open it up and see what's inside.
Okay, so there are 8 key skills we're talking about here. It all kicks off with empathy, and I mean true empathy, really getting in the shoes of your customers and your team. Then there's system thinking, the ability to zoom out and see how everything is connected. And you back that up with things like collaboration, getting the right people in the room, and coaching, helping your team grow. You put all these together, and that's the toolkit of a modern leader.
You know, a huge piece of this whole thing is changing the questions you ask. Instead of just accepting a problem, you start with a simple but powerful question, why? Dig deep. Then you open things up, what if? Let your imagination run wild, no bad ideas. And then you bring it back to action with, how might we? That last one is magic because it makes the problem a team challenge. This little sequence, it's the secret sauce for innovation.
Look, you can't learn this stuff just by reading a book. It just doesn't work that way. Design thinking is all about doing. So the way you learn it has to be hands-on. You build these skills by actually using them.
And that's why we use a whole mix of methods. Sure, we'll talk theory, but then we're going to immediately put it into practice with things like role-playing and realistic simulations.
It's all about closing that gap between knowing and doing. We'll dive into case studies from real companies, not the clean, simple textbook examples, but the messy, complicated ones, so you can see how this stuff actually works in the real world. And then you get to try it yourself. Practicing in a safe space, through role plays and simulations, is absolutely crucial. It's your chance to experiment, maybe even fail a little, and build that confidence before you're in a high-stakes meeting back at the office.
So you might be thinking, is this for me? Who really benefits from this kind of mindset? The great thing is, it's not just for the C-suite. The ideas here apply to leaders at every single level.
So whether you're just stepping into your first leadership role, you're a seasoned exec, or you're building your own company from the ground up, it doesn't matter. If your job involves solving tough problems and getting the best out of your team, this framework is for you.
All right, so what's the end game here? What does all this lead to? When you, as a leader, really embrace design thinking, it's not just a personal change, it starts a ripple effect. You begin to build a culture that's more creative, more innovative, and frankly, more impactful.
Because a leader with these skills in their pocket can do so much more than just manage. You become someone who can genuinely inspire your people. You can take on those big, hairy, audacious problems that everyone else is avoiding. And the result? Real, meaningful, lasting success. You know, when you look at where business is headed, it's clear it's calling for a new kind of leader. A leader who's more human, more creative, more collaborative. So I'll just leave you with this one thought to chew on. What kind of leader are you going to be?